Om Shri Sai Ram. Upanishad Vahini by Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. Chapter 3, KATHA Upanishad. The story of Nachiketa, who received Brahma Tattva-padesham by Yama, or god of death himself, and attained the objective of life, is found in this Upanishad. The same story is also mentioned in the Taittiriya Brahmana and in the Mahabharata too, in the 106th chapter of the Anusanya Parvan. This Upanishad has become famous on account of its Vishya Vimarsana, or the review or deliberation of the subject matter, and Bhava Kalpana, Gambhiraya, grandeur of the thought process. Many of the mantras expressed it can be found in the Bhagavad Gita, since it belongs to the Katha Sakha of the Charaka Shakha, a school or a traditional recension of the Vedas. Of the Krishna Yajurveda, it is called KATHA Upanishad. A very strict ritualist, Yajasrava, also known as Gautama, started performing a particular dhanam or charity-related kritavya or sacrificial rite. He had a virtuous son named Nachiketa. As part of that kritavya, Gautama gave away cows that were no longer able to eat grass or drink water or yield milk to the Ritviks or priests. They were too old for many useful purpose. Seeing this, Nachiketa realized that his father was in for a great deal of sorrow. As a consequence of the sinful gifts, the boy wanted to save his father from his fate as far as it lay in his power. So he asked his father to whom he intended to offer him as a gift. He pleaded that he too should be given away as dhanam to one of the Ritviks. At this, the father got so incensed that he shouted in disgust, "I am giving you away to the god of death." At this, he resolved that his father's words must not be falsified, though they were uttered in the Jiva Loka infected with birth and death. So he persuaded his father to offer him in a strict ritualistic style as a gift to Yama. Nachiketa promptly proceeded to the abode of the god of death. He had to wait 3 nights before he could see Yama. Yama, after inquiring and knowing the story of Nachiketa, promised Nachiketa 3 boons, one for each night he spent outside his doors without food. Nachiketa wanted first that when he returned to his native place and home, at his behests, his father must welcome him gladly, bereft of all anger at his former impertinence and full with mental equanimity. His second desire was to know the secret of the absence of hunger or thirst or the fear of death in heaven. Yama gladly granted him these boons. Yama taught him Agni Chayana, or the fire building ceremony, the ceremonial act of collecting the bricks and preparing the altar or the fireplace for a sacrifice. Nachiketa listened reverentially and grasped the details of that sacrifice quickly and clearly. He even recited it back to verify his new learning. Yama was so delighted with the sharp intellect of his new disciple that he gave the Agni Chayana ritual a new name, Nachiketana Chayana. This was an extra boon for the young visitor. Furthermore, Yama presented him with a jewel necklace that produces mysterious sounds. Then, coming to his third boon, Nachiketa said, "Master, man is mortal, but some say that death is not the end, and there is an entity called Atma, which is entirely different from the body and the senses. Others argue that there is no such entity. Now that I have the chance, I wish to know from you about this subject which is solely under your purview. Yama desired to test the credentials of his questionnaire, his steadfastness and eagerness to know the highest wisdom. If he was undeserving, Yama would not communicate the knowledge to him. So he offered to give him instead various other boons related to worldly prosperity and happiness. He told him that the subject about the Atma is something very subtle and elusive, that it is beyond the reach of the understanding of even the Prakrta Janulu, original beings, primary beings or celestial beings, and he told him to ask for any other boon. Nachiketa replied, "Revered Master, your description of the difficulty of understanding, it makes me feel that I should not let go of this chance. How could scholars possibly explain something that even the celestial beings themselves find it difficult to understand? Therefore, I can get no teacher more qualified than you to explain it to me. I ask this as my third boon and for no other, as all others offer only temporary joys." Seeing this, Shraddha or unwavering faith and this steadiness, Yama was pleased and concluded that Nachiketa was fit to receive the highest wisdom. Yama was pleased and concluded that Nachiketa was fit to receive the highest wisdom. He said, "Well, my dear boy, there are two distinct types of human pursuits called Shreyas and Prayas. Both of these bind the individuals. The one who follows the path of Shreyas attains Shubham or auspiciousness, the ultimate goal, and the one who follows the path of Prayas moves far away from the highest goal. These are two opposing pathways. Man has both available at his discretion. The Shreyas path is available through the exercise of Viveka or power of discrimination on the difference between the body and the Atma, and the Prayas path through a Viveka, want of discrimination. Being contrasting pathways, they oppose each other. One leads to moksha, freedom from the cycle of birth and death, and the other leads to samsara, or the continuation of the cycle of birth and death. The path of Prayas is a vidya kalpita, or the product of ignorance, and the path of Shreyas is vidya kalpita, or the product of knowledge. Naturally, those who seek the Shreyas road are very rare. The Atma is the true being, or the essential nature, which is changeless, indivisible and infinite flow of bliss. So, it is not altered by any uncertainties or doubts such as asti or existence, nasti, non-existence, karta, doer, akarta, non-doer, etc. It is not an object to be known, so it is neither janitor or knower, jnana, knowledge, nor jnanam, known. Discovering this is the culmination of the Atma Jnanam, or knowledge of the self. The one who imparts this jnana is Brahman, and the one who listens and grasps it is also Brahman. Realization of this ever-present truth saves one from all attachment and agitation, and so it liberates one from birth and death. This profound subject cannot be grasped merely by logic that is not authorized by the Shruti. That is what the KATHA Upanishad teaches. The realization of the Atma ensues only after vast perseverance. It, that is the Atma, is primordial. It can be known only by diverting the mind from the objective world and focusing intently on Atma. Only the one who is prudent can succeed in this solitary internal adventure and overcome grief. The teaching of the Vedanta is that the Paramatma, the highest truth, is possible to be realized. All the Vedantic texts proclaim so with one voice. They also say that this highest truth is alluded to in the second of Om. Omkaram symbolizes both Parabrahma, supreme or absolute truth as such, and Apara Brahma, or the non-supreme or penultimate aspect of the divinity. So both of these can be attained by the Omkaram Upasana, or the worship or meditating on Om. They declare that the Upasana of the Omkaram bestows even the Hiranyagarbha Prapti. At the end of the Kalpa, whoever has attained self-knowledge along with the Hiranyagarbha attains what is higher than Saguna Brahman, that is Para Brahman, or the pure highest place. This is called Karma Mukti, progressive liberation. Likewise, the Atma is the witness of all this change in space and time. The Jivi, or the individual being, pure consciousness in association with individual ignorance, is the Bhokta, the one who experiences of the fruits of Vidya, that is Upasana or worship, and Avidya, that is Karma, and Buddhi, intellect aspect of mind, is responsible for Pravritti, outward path, and Nivritti, the inward path. And the Atma Darshanam, the realization of the Atma, is attained by withdrawing from all Indriyas or senses, internal and external, dismissing all external senses and Anatma, non-self, or all that is other than the self, and a Satya, non-true, withdraw them all to the Manas or mind, withdraw the Manas back to the Buddhi or the individualized intelligence, and the Buddhi into the cosmic intelligence of Hiranyagarbha. And having reached that stage of sadhana, withdraw the cosmic intelligence or Hiranyagarbha into the Mukhya Atma, or the supreme or non-individualized Atma, which is but a Sarva Pratyakya Sakshi, the witness of all cognitions. Then you attain the stage of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the perfect, unruffled equanimity of absolute oneness, which is your true nature. That is the summary propounded by this Upanishad. The whole universe is but an expansion of Mithya Jnanam, a proliferation of name or naam and rupa or form, just like the Brahma, which makes the mirage falsely appear as a water body and a rope falsely appear as a snake, is disappeared by the Yathartha Swarupa Jnanam, or the knowledge of the real form. The knowledge of this Upanishad wakes up the jivas from the deep sleep of beginningless avidya or ignorance and leads them on towards the path of Atma Jnanam, or the knowledge of the self. The 14th mantra of this Upanishad states, Atma is beyond Shabda or sound, Sparsha, touch, Rupa, form, Rasa, taste, and Gandha, smell. It is indestructible. It knows no end. The Indriyas or the senses are Bahavritas or outward bound. The Atma is the prime instrument for all activity and knowledge. the inner force behind everything, this ajnana, ignorance or delusion of nanvatam or manifoldness, variety, multiplicity, manyness has to be destroyed. This nanityavam is mainly caused by the differences in the upadhis manifesting mediums. Only those who see the differences in the manifesting mediums and say, I am different and Brahman is different, are prone to the cycle of birth and death. Thus far, Yama briefed Nachiketa to clear his doubts on the existence of Brahman. Angusthya Matra Purusha, the spirit or Atma within, which is no larger than the thumb of a man, is like a light hidden by smoke. Yet that Purusha is eternal, present in all three periods of time, past, present and future. Just as the torrent of rain that pours on mountain peaks runs in multiple directions and soon gets soaked and lost, the one who sees all types of dharmas as different and distinct from his true self falls down from his peak position in many ways and gets deeply lost and wasted. This Upanishad proclaims that there is nothing higher than the Atma or even equal to it. The roots of a tree are invisible. They are hidden underground, but their effect is evident in the flowers and other visible features. As soon as the soil cover is removed, roots will be seen clearly. So too, the samsara vriksham or the tree of transmigratory life is visible, is it not? From that experience, one has to infer that the root, Brahman, is there as sustenance and as support, said Yama. The samsara vriksham is like the Indrajalam or magician's net, real only as long as you see it. Otherwise, it is just an illusion, just as one can see his reflection in a clean mirror. He who has purified his buddhi can attain Atma Darshanam or vision of one's true self. In this very life, Brahman is the Jnanam or the knowable to the Jnani or knower, one who is free from samsara, and it is the Upashyam, the thing to be worshipped or contemplated upon as Saguna Brahman. To the Upasaka, after Brahma Sakshatkaram or the realization of Brahman, Jnani attains mukti or liberation, but the Upasaka reaches Brahma Lokam or the celestial abode of Hiranya Garbha, four-headed Brahma, after death. There he gets Brahma Jnanam, that is supreme knowledge or self-knowledge, and attains liberation at the Kalpantam, end of the lifespan of Brahma, along with Hiranya Garbha. Nachiketa understood without a flaw this Brahma Vidya, knowledge of the Brahman, and Yoga Vidhi, systematic training in attaining the yoga or union between the individual self and the universal consciousness that Yama taught him. He was able to conquer death and attained Brahman. Similarly, anyone who realizes his true self, Atma, attains Brahman and gets liberated. He who at least strives to realize his true self becomes thereby a better personality, free from the dirt of sin. This Upanishad has taught in many ways the fundamental subjects: Atma Tattvam or the reality of the self, Pranava Swarupa, the true essence of Omkaram, and Brahma Vidya, supreme knowledge. I resolve to tell you only the essence of these teachings, of course, for those with Sukshma Buddhi or sharp intellect, and who have the yearning to attain liberation. Even one mantra of this Upanishad is enough to redeem themselves. For the dull-witted and the sense-prompted individual immersed in secular pleasure-seeking, Advice, however plentiful, is a waste. The Atma is like the ocean. To know and experience the taste of the ocean, you need not drink the entire ocean. A single drop placed on the tongue will give you the needed knowledge and experience. So too, if you desire to know this Upanishad, you need not follow every mantra. Learn and experience the implication of one mantra. You can realize the goal without fail. Jai Sai Ram.
Saishwaraya vidmahe Sathya Devaya dhimahi Tanna sarva prachodayat. Om Saishwaraya vidmahe Sathya Devaya dhimahi Tanna sarva prachodayat. Om Saishwaraya vidmahe Sathya Devaya dhimahi Tanna sarva prachodayat. Om